Well, hi there, Andrew Bell with you as we wind up the first quarter of 2023. And it's going to be a fast year, you can certainly tell. We actually just took our first booking for someone to be part of the event 2024, which is only 9 months away. That's how quickly things are coming around in this year. Now, have I got something really special for you today? I'm so excited about showing you this property. Before I do so, I can safely say that with over 40 years in the real estate industry, that there's never been so much focus on the real estate market on a daily basis than there is at present. Technology has made the gathering of real-time information more relevant to those discussions. We now have a measure of so much more within every aspect of life, but certainly within the real estate industry. There's more government intervention than ever before. The Reserve Bank's been so active, and the media has such a wealth of information to report on. And with the housing crisis, you can see why there is so much attention on the real estate market. However, so much of it can end up confusing us. Taking one little segment of news, such as rising interest rates, doesn't tell us the whole story of the real estate market. Even discussions around falling real estate prices can be misleading, as it's not relevant to so many segments of the market in Australia. So I thought I'd give you a quick snapshot of the Gold Coast. So before I do that, I'm just excited, as I said, to show you 125 Commodore Drive, Paradise Waters. What a stunning home here on Main River, the widest section of Main River. Beautiful outlook, this commanding position. If this is not the best Hampton-style home on the Gold Coast, it's certainly in the final. The minute you step in, you're greeted with 7-metre high ceilings, and the magnificent oversized windows give a vista of views from every aspect, and the gorgeous solid timber oak floors absolutely are perfect for the Gold Coast. Now internally, the French doors and the plantation shutters are just a beautiful setting for the home. And there's a grand magnolia trees overlooking one of the most sought after sections of Gold Coast waterways across to TSS. Gourmet kitchen is of incredible size and opens through to a solid Calcutta marble island bench. Oh my goodness, what a home. Here's just some of the key points. Main River location, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, plus a powder room with a ground floor guest suite and a gymnasium. Now you've got a massive 23.6 metre frontage to the water. There's a 6-car basement garage, a 15-metre fully tiled saltwater infinity edge heated swimming pool. Of course, here at 125 Commodore Drive, you know you're in the premier suburb of the Gold Coast. And don't forget, the auction is on the 4th of May, so we'd love to see you at one of our upcoming open homes. So back to our report now. On screen at present is a graph showing house price changes over the past 5 years. It shows the Gold Coast as one of the strongest performing markets in the country in that period of time. This next graph shows that every city except Adelaide and the Gold Coast has now experienced year-on-year price declines. However, note that the Gold Coast suffered negligible price decline. The next graph shows that whilst there were normal declines in house and unit prices, prices have actually increased slightly in the recent couple of months. Now, what the graphs don't show you is that these are based on median pricing. Whilst the overall trend lines would be accurate, usually median pricing can be affected by increased activity in one price segment or another. Now, whilst there was a significant amount of activity in the 2 million plus bracket over recent years, the strongest activity at present is in the 800 to 1.8 million price bracket. Now, the media has always referenced auctions for their measure of real estate activity. They get very fixated on success on auction day. Now, as an industry, we've always argued that often, respectfully, we've declined the highest offer on auction day, knowing we could get a better price perhaps in the following days, and that a higher number of sales actually do occur in the 7 days following an auction than is ever noted. But even using the media's measure of real estate activity around the country, it's nothing short of extraordinary at present. Huge numbers have been turning up for open homes around the country during the month of March. Now, for one of our own properties last week, we had 37 attendees at open homes. That's as good as you got in the boom. For the last weekend of March in Sydney, it was recording a 70% success rate on auction day. Now, Ray White, who auctioned more properties in the country than anybody else, and of course have a long rich history in this space, and are regarded as the country's best auctioneers, have been reporting even higher at 75% at the same time. And at our own Ray White Surfers Paradise auctions here in March, we recorded an incredible 87% success rate. Now on average, there's been 4.8 bidders for each auction property. Now tell me you're not scratching your head. We're reading in most media outlets that property prices are falling. The 10 consecutive rises in interest rates are turning buyers away from the real estate market. But what I think everyone forgets is that everybody needs a roof over their head. As you can't find any rental properties, it's forcing so many people to commit to a real estate purchase. They may not be buying what they wanted to buy originally because of higher interest rates have meant they have to buy in lesser price brackets, but at least they're getting a roof over their head. I fully expect to see more properties come on the market as the year progresses, as sadly, many who took out loans in 2020 and 21 at maximum borrowings truly feel the pinch of the higher interest rates. But that's a small proportion of the market, and buyers continue to outnumber sellers. And so there's every reason to believe the prices will vary right throughout the country, with some regions seeing significant price falls and others holding firm. I certainly think the law of probability would say that the Gold Coast is in a great position. So just wrapping up this report, I want to thank so many people who joined us at our Business Meets Sports luncheon the week before last. A record crowd, and wow, the feedback has been incredible. Our audience was spellbound by our speakers. There was much good humour and goodwill in the room. Our comedian had everyone in belly laughs. Well, we have around 75,000 worth of the latest rescue equipment hitting our beaches over the next few weeks to make sure that for our locals and for our tourists alike, we have the safest beaches in the country. In a year with so many tragic deaths in our waterways and on our beaches, it's always been Ray White Surfers Paradise ambition to make our beach, which is frequented by so many tourists, the safest beach in the country. Thank you, and thank you to all of the wonderful people who joined us and supported this great cause.